And we back. Let's go. F bars, part 1. F. F.A. Fabian. Fabian Society. Fabianism. Fabianist. Fabled. Fabler. My fault. Fabler. Fabler. Jean or John Henry Faber. Fabric. Fabricate. Fabricatory. Fabrication. Hold up. We in there. We in there, bruh. I was about to rap. My fault. I forgot I was live already. I was about to rap. But anyway, fabricate, fabrication, fabricator, fabricoid, fabulous, fabulousness, fabulously, facade, face value, face to face, up to face to, in the face of, on the face of it, pull or wear long face, faceable, faceless. Pull or wear a long face, faceably, faceless, face card, facelifting, face powder, face it, facetiously, facetiousness, face value, facial, facially, facient, facially, facialness, facilitate, facilitation, facility, facing, facsimile, in facsimile, fact, as a matter of fact, in fact, in point of fact, faction, factional, factionalism, factiously, factitiousness, factorize, factorship, factorage, factory, factotum, factually, faculty, faddishness, faddist, fade in or out, fadeless, fade in, fade out, faces, fairy, fag in, faggot, faggoting, Fahrenheit, fail, without, failing, failingly, failure, faint, faintish, faintly, faintness, faint-heartedly, faint-heartedness, fair, bid fair, fair and square, fair to middling, fairish, fairness, fair, county fair, state fair, world's fair, fair ball, fair employment practices, fairgrounds, fair-haired, fairish, fairly, fair-mindedly, fair-mindedness, fair play, fair sex, fair spoken, fair trade, fair way, fair weather, fairy, fairyland, fairy tale, fait accompli, faith, bad faith, good faith, in faith, faithful, the faithful, faithfully, faithfulness, faithlessly, faithlessness, fakir, faker, phalange, phalangism, falcate, falconry, falconer, falderal, Falkland Islands, fall away, fall back on, fall flat, fall back on or upon, fall for, all in, fall off, fall on or upon, fall out, fall through, fall to, fall under, the fall of man, fallacious, fallaciously, fallaciousness, fallacy, fallon, fall guy, fallible, fallibility, fallibleness, fallibly, failing, falling sickness, falling star, fallopian tube, fall out, follow deer, fall river, false, play a person, false, falsely, falseness, false-hearted, lee, false-heartedness, falsehood, false imprisonment, false ribs, false step, falsetto, falsify, falsifier, falsification, falsity, Sir John False, Falstaff, Falstaffian, falter, falteringly, famed, familiarly, familiarity, familiarization, family name, family tree, famine, famish, famous, famously, famousness, fan-like, fanner, fanatic, fanatical, fanatically, fanaticism, fancy, fancier, fanciful, fancifully, fancifulness, fancy, that, fanciless, fancy-free, fancy work, fandango, fanfare, feigned, fangless, fang-like, fanlight, fanmail, fantail, phantom, fantasia, fantastic, fantastical, fantastically, fantasticalness, fantastically, fantasy, far as, by far, far and away, far and near or wide, far be it from me, far go far, in so far as, so far, so far as, so far, so good, farness, far, Michael Faraday, far away, farcical, farcial, farcically, farcicalness, I meant, farcicality, farcically, far cry, fartle, fair, far east, feral, far-fetched, far-flung, farinaceous, farkleberry, farm, farmer, farmhand, farmhouse, farming, farmstead, farmyard, pharaoh, far off, Farrago, David Glasgow, Foregut, fore-reaching, farriery, foreseeing, farsighted, farsightedly, farsightedness, farthermost, furthest, farthingale, faces, facial, fasciculated, fascicular, fascinatingly, fascination, fascinator, fascism, facet, fascistically, fascisti, fashion, after or in a fashion, fashioner, fashionableness, fashionably, fashion play fast and loose, break one's fast day, fasten, fastening, fastener, fastidiously, fastidiousness, fastens, at a fat chance, chew the fat of the land, fatly, fatness, fatality, fatalness, fatalism, fatalistically, fatality. Fate, the fates, fated, fateful, faithfulness, fathead, fat-headed, father, church father, fatherhood, fatherless, fatherlike, father confessor, father-in-law, fatherland, fatherly, fatherliness, fathom, ffm. Hold up. Um, fathomable, fathomer, fathomless, fatigue clothes, fatigable, fatigue duty, fatima, fatten, fattener, fattish, fattily, fattiness, fatty acid, fatuity, fatuousness, fauces, focal, focial, fossil, fossil, or fossil. William Faulkner, fault. At fault, find fault with, to a fault, fault finding, fault finder, faultless, faultlessly, faultlessness, faulty, faultily, faultiness, fauna, faust, foxpaw, favor, find favor, in favor of, in one's favor, favorable, favorably, favorableness, favoritism, favoritism, God, fox, fawnily, fawner, phase, FBI, FCAP, FCC, FCLEF, FE, fealty, fear, for fear of, fearless, fearlessly, fearlessness, fearful, fearfully, fearfulness, fearsomeness, feasible, feasibility, feasibleness, feasibly, feaster, feather in one's cap, feather in one's nest, and fine or high or good, feather, feathered, featherless, feather-like, feather-bed, feather-brained, feather-edged, feather-stitched, featherweight, feathery, featheriness, featureless, featured feast, febrifuge, febrile, February, fecal, feces, fecklessness, fecundation, Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, federalism, federalist, federalistic, federalist, federal party, federalized, federalization, Federation, federative, federatively, fedora, fee simple, holding, fee tail, feeble, feebleness, feeblish, feebly, feeble-minded, feeble-mindedly, feeble-mindedness, feed on or upon, off one's feeder, feedback, feel a person out, feel like, feel up to, filler, feelingly, food, foot, carry or sweep off one's feet, on one's feet, sit at the feet of, stand on one's own feet, fiender, fiendingly, faint, feldspar, feldspathic, feldspathoz, feldspar, felicitate, felicitation, felicitously, felicitousness, felicity, feline, felinely, felineness, felinity, fallible, felly, fellow, fellowship, fellow traveler, feloniously, felonousness, felony, felspar, feluca, female, femaleness, feminine, femininity, feminineness, feminine rhyme, feminism, feministic, feminist, feminized, feminization, firmer, femoral, finny, finagler, fenceless, on the fence, fencelessness, fence-like, fencer, fencing, fin for oneself, fend off, fender, finian, brotherhood, finianism, fennel, feoffment, feoffer, FEPC, federalence, fermentable, fermenter, fermentation, fermentative, Enrico, fermium, fern-like, fernery, ferociously, ferociousness, ferocity, ferreter, ferrity, ferris wheel, ferroconcrete, ferromagnetism, ferromanganese, ferruginous, ferryman, ferryboat, fertileness, fertility, fertilizable, fertilization, fertilizer, feral, fervency, ferventness, fervently, fervidly, fervor, fescue, festily, festively, festiveness, festivity, festoonery, fettle, fetch up, fetcher, fetchingly, fat, feededness, fetish-like, fetishism, fetishistic, fetlock, fetal, fetus, embryo, feudalism, feudalistic, feudal system, feudatory, feudus, fevered, feverishly, feverishness, fever sore, blister, herpes, quite a few, some few, the few, FHA, fiance, fiasco, flat, fiat money, fiberless, fiberboard, fiberglass, fibriller, fibrinous, fibroid, fibrous, fibular, fication, fickleness, fictionally, fictitiousness, fiddle, fit as a fiddle, play second fiddle, fiddler, crab, fiddlesticks, fidelity, uh, fidget, the fidgetiness, fiduciary, play the field, take the field, artillery, field day, fielder, field glass, field glasses, field goal, field gun, field piece, field hand, Henry Fielding, field magnet, field marshal, field officer, field worker, fiend-like, fiendishness, fierceness, fieriness, fiesta, fife, 15th, fifth column, fifth columnist, fifth wheel, 50th, 50, fig eater, fight it out, fight off, fightable, fighter plane, figment, figuration, figuratively, figurativeness, figure on, figure out, figure up, figurehead, figure of speech, figure skating, figurine, figwort, Fijian, Fiji Islands, filigree, filament, filamentary, filamentous, filary, filarial, filarian, filbert, filch, filcher, file, filer, file fish, fillet, filet mignon, filially, filibuster, filibuster, filigree, filling, Filipino, Philippine, fill in, fill one in on, fill out, fill up, filigree, fay, filer, fillet, filing station, Philip, Millard, Fillmore, Philly, film, film strip, filmy, filmily, filminess, fills, filter. Filter, filterable, filterability, filterableness, filter paper, filth, filthy, filthily, filthiness, filtrable, filtrability, filtrableness, filtrable virus, filtrate, filtration, finless, finlike, finagle, finagler, finally, finale, finalist, finality, finalize, financial, financially, finance, financier, finback, whale, finch, find oneself, find out, finder, finde, vehicle, finding, find, fineness, finally, fine arts, fine drawn, fine grain, finery, fine spun, finesse, fine tooth comb, go over with the fine tooth comb, finger, have a finger in the pie, put one's finger on, twist around one's little finger, fingerless, finger bowl, figured, fingering, fingerling, fingernail, fingerprint, fingertip, have at one's fingertips, to one's or the fingertips, finial, finical, finicality, finicalness, finically. Finicky, finicking, finest, finish off, finish up, finish with, finish, finisher, finishing school, finitely, finitness, Finland, Gulf of Finland, Finnin, Haiti, Finnin, Haida, Finnish, Finno, Ugric, Finno-Ugric, Finny, Floored, Fired, Fipple, for fire. Between the two fires, catch fire, fire up, go through fire and water, hang fire, lay a fire, miss fire, on fire, open fire, play with fire, set the world on fire, to take fire, under fire, fire, firearm, fireboat, firebox, fire brand, fire break, fire brick, fire bug, fire clay, fire cracker, fire damp, fire dog, fire eater, fire engine, fire escape, fire extinguisher, firefly, fire insurance, fire light, fireman, fireplace, fire plug, fire power, fireproof, fire cell, fireside, fire station, fire trap, fire water, fireweed, firewood, fireworks, firing line, firkin, firm, firmly, firmness, firmament, first aid, first base, baseball, firstborn, first class, first finger, first hand, first lady, first lieutenant, first sling, firstly, first mate, first officer, first mortgage, first papers, first person, first rate, first sergeant, first water, first fiscal year, fiscally, fish, drunk like a fish, drink like a fish out of water, neither fish, flesh, nor fowl, other fish, nor the other fish to fry, fishable, fishless, fish like, fisher, fisherman, fishery, fish hawk, fish hook, fishing rod, fish joint, fishmonger, fish plate, fish story, fish wife, fishy, fishily, fishiness, facility, fissionable, fisher, fistic, fisticuffs, fisticuffer, fistula, fistulus, fistular, fit out or up, fitly, fitness, fitter, fit, by fits and starts, have or throw a fit, fitu, fitful, fitfully, fitfulness, fittingly, fittingness, fume, 5 and 10 cent store, 5 and 10, 5 and 10, 5 and dime, 5-fold, 5 nations, fiver, fix on, fix up, or fix or upon, fixable, fixer, fixation, fixative, fixed, fixly, fixedness, fixed star, fixings, fixity, fixture, fizz, fizzer, fizzy, fizzle, fjord, flabbergast, flabby, flabbily, flabbiness, flaccid, flaccidity, flaccidness, flaccidly, flake on, flag down, strike the one's flag, flagger, flag day, flagellant, flagellate, flagellation, flagellator, flagellated, flagellum, flagellate, flagging, flaggingly, flagging, phlogistus, flagitiousness, flag officers, flag on, flag pole, flag staff, flagrancy, flagrance, flagrant, flagrantly, flagrante delicto, flagship, flagstone, flail, flare, flak, flake, flaker, flaky, flakily, flakiness, flambeau, flamboyant, flamboyancy, flamboyance, flamboyantly, flame, flame up or out. Flame out, flamethrower, flaming, flamingly, flamingo, flammable, flammability, Flanders, flange, flank, flanker, flannel, flannelly, flannelette, flannelet, flapjack, flapper, flare up or out, flare up, flaring, flash, flashing in the pan, flasher, flashback, flashbulb, flash burn, flash cube, flash flood, flashing, flashlight, flashy, flashly, flashiness, flash, flat, fall flat, flatly, flatness, flattish, flat boat, flat car, flat fish, flat footed, catch flat footed, flat footedly, flat footedness, flat iron, flat silver, flattener, flatter oneself, flatteringly, flattery, flat top, flatulent, flatulence, fratulency, flatulently, flatware, flatworm, gustav, flaubert, or flobert, guster, flobert, flaunter, flauntingly, flaunty, flautus, flavin, flavine, flavor, flavorless, flavorous, flavoring, flavor, flavor, flavorless, flavorous, flawlessly, flawlessness, flaxy, flaxen, flea, fleabane, flea bitten, flexion, flexional, fledgingly, fleer, fleece, fleecer, fleecy, fleecily, fleeciness, flaringly, fleetness, fleeting. Are we serious? Fleetingly, fleetingness, Flemish, phlegm, the Flemish, flesh and blood, in the flesh. One's own flesh and blood, fleshless, flesh color, fleshly, fleshliness, flesh pot, fleshly, fleshiness, fleshy, fleur de lis, flu, flexible, flexibleness, flexibly, flexibility, flexor, flexuous, flexuosity, flexure, flexural, flibiter gibbet, flibber to gibbet, flick, flicker, flickeringly, flicker, flyer, flight. All right, that's F bars part 1. We about to be on here in a minute. You already know.